Hey everybody, hey yo, it's MrScaryMuffin, and as you can see, it's a little bit longer of an episode today. I got a little bit more to talk about, and I really wanted to show this casual pickup game that we played. 6v6 on Volcano. It was quite fun, and I want to share it. There was normal respawns going on in the game. I just cut out all my respawn timers. I edited it out so that it was a little bit of shorter of an episode. Otherwise, it would have been like 20 minutes or something like that. So yes, longer episode, and probably a little bit more rambling because I have no script today. I didn't write out a script. I normally type out everything I want to say before I do this voiceover narration, but I just have little bit pointers guiding my thoughts this time around. So it's gonna be a little bit more rambling, which should be fine because 16 minutes, a long time to fill. Alright, today's topic is fake girl nerds. Idiot girl nerds. I don't know if you guys know about this thing. It's a macro meme, kind of like Advice Wolf or High Expectation Asian Father. It's a joke thing, right? It's things like, I'm totally a nerd. What's World of Warcraft? Or my favorite superhero is probably X-Men. Hugh Jackman is so hot. That kind of thing. It's supposed to be meant for comedy, right? And I want to talk about this because I've been seeing it pop up on the internet quite a lot, both this thing and also the backlash. And Duck Soup server, the Duck Soup gaming community has a diverse crowd, which includes several girls. You probably heard, so for example, NG Chan, who co-commentates with me occasionally, such as for the Richaro and Walter duel. And for most of us, we have a daily life that includes interaction with all sorts of people, including, girls and other people. Yeah, and it's easy for us to be inclusive. It's not strictly a Canadian thing, and of course there are Canadians who can be as big of jerks as anybody else. The general backlash for this kind of fake girl nerd meme thing has been a rally call by girl nerds and their supporters, basically saying that they're trying to show the people who are calling out fake girl nerds as being elitist and exclusory. I'm not sure what the word I'm looking for there, but basically they're saying things like, just because somebody doesn't have the same interest or background or experience as you doesn't mean you can just dismiss them. You have to be more inclusive so that these people would join your community. Like if you actually want girls to be in your community, if you actually want these kind of, if you want more people to be accepting of gamers and geeks, you need to include more people. You can't just be stubborn and just snub people, and dismiss them like that, right? There's been comics that I've seen, the Saturday morning breakfast cereal theater guys, they did one that was pretty hilarious. I'll put a link of it into the description below, where there's a bunch of guys sitting around a table. They're like, oh no, it's a fake girl nerd, and if fake girl nerds come in, then we'll also get these fake guy nerds who are trying to hit on the fake girl nerds, and all these people will ruin our community. We need only people who have the exact kind of interest and background as ourselves and be extreme nerds and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so there's been a lot of backlash, and they're not wrong. All gamers need to be more open and friendly to all people. This includes girls, 12-year-old boys, your grandpa, your middle-aged dad who's trying to learn how to play a game. If we want geekiness and gaming to be more accepted, we want the media to stop saying that video games are programming kids to kill and other junk. We have to accept more people so that we become more accepted by society. It's just the basic principle, and it's something that a lot of people have already seen, or a lot of people have already said. So the title of this TTT, Thoughts, Talks, and TF2 is an alternative perspective to this fake girl nerd thing, and I have an alternative perspective. It's based around my personal belief that oftentimes when there is an argument between two sides and it wages on for a while, it's because there is some truth to both sides. And this is something that I've thought about for almost a decade, and it actually started with me studying psychology back in university, and I noticed that a lot of psychology theories, they start off as a two-school, one side versus another side, kind of like nature versus nurture kind of things, and then eventually what happens is that the two sides, they end up merging into a unified theory that incorporates both sides. So sometimes it's this thing, sometimes it's that thing. That's just the way the world works. And we already know the pro-girl side. We already know that they're constantly fighting sexism and people who are telling them to go back to the kitchen, people thinking that they're 12-year-old boys, and then suddenly go, oh my god, you're so hot, send me pictures, please, kind of stuff, right? We know that there's an issue here. We already know that they're fighting this kind of thing. It's a hard battle, and I don't want to lose sight of that. However, I also don't want to lose sight that there are guys, males, out there who have years and years of shyness and cynicism built up from other people outcasting them and bullying or teasing them. And these people may be stubborn and hard to deal with now, right? But if we're thinking, you think of like Sheldon or something from Big Bang Theory, there's reasons why they are the way they are, and society kind of made them that way. It's their defense mechanism to treat people this kind of way. I'm not saying that all guys are like this, but there are some guys like this, and just putting yourself in their shoes for a second, like, isn't it safer to assume that, say, a hot girl avatar hitting on you on World of Warcraft is actually a guy? Is it? There's no innocent until proven guilty. Sometimes it's just better to play it safe, right? Better to assume certain things, and of course, some guys take it to the extreme and they work really hard to push other people away, and they never want to make a connection with anybody ever. They don't want other people in their groups. They want to be, only their friends on their terms, that kind of stuff. But we don't really know their past and what kind of people they've had to deal with in the past. What kind of person ruined girls for them. I don't know. Don't get me wrong, right? Like, not all guys are like this. And on the flip side, not all girls are awesome. There are fake gamer girls out there, fake girl nerds out there. There are girls that pretend to like geeky things because I don't know why. They just do it, right? Maybe they want people to like them. They want to be smart or something. I don't know. I mean, there are glasses with fake lenses or even no lenses, which I never can understand. And not all girl nerds are fake, right? But we also can't ignore the fact that there are fake girl nerds. There's a flip side to this. There is some truth to what these elitist, exclusory guys are saying, right? There are people out there who are like this, and it's just the truth of the situation, and we have to acknowledge that. We can't just blow it out of, say nope, just, you're wrong, girls are awesome, you should always be accepting of them all the time. There are people who are, you can't just make a generic saying like that. It's just the way it is. And truth be told, we have to look on both sides of this argument and look past the bullshit on both sides and find out what truth there is on both sides, and then we can make a unifying compromise that can better both sides. And that's how we should be solving arguments in general, not by forcing the other side to agree 100% with you, but by compromise. And I really don't have that much else to say besides that. I just wanted to point out that it's wrong for these guys to say all girls are fake, and it's wrong to automatically assume that if a girl comes up to you and says, hey, you want to play Final Fantasy 3? And then you go like, oh, you're so dumb, there's actually Final Fantasy 6, because American, they skipped 3, 4, 5, and so they started with 6 for the SNES. You're so dumb. And then she actually has like the Japanese imported Final Fantasy 3 or something. Like, you can't just naturally assume. You have to be, you got to treat people nicely, right? Eventually somebody has to be the bigger person. I'm not gonna say the bigger man. Somebody has to be the bigger person and actually start treating people the way they want to be treated, because you can't just think of it as you can't think of it in a way that only favors yourself, because that's not how anything's going to get solved. So you can't naturally just assume that a girl is a fake girl nerd Uh, but at the same time, you also can't just assume that they're not a fake girl nerd. You basically have to get to know a person and make the decision yourself. You know, ask a few questions, and if they turn out to be a fake girl nerd, you don't have to start bashing them or anything, and just go, hey, you know, I appreciate you trying to learn about this, or maybe even not learn about this, but it bothers me a little bit, and uh, let's just, you know, drop it if you want to. Like, if you actually want to learn about Battlestar Galactica, let's sit down. We can watch some episodes, or I can show you some summaries, or we can play Battlestar Galactica, the board game, which is a really good board game. Takes a long time to play, but it's a really good board game. But if the person is not willing to make the effort, then you're like, okay, well, I guess that's cool too. What do you like to do? You know, what do you actually like? And then maybe you guys can be friends for something like dirt bike racing. I don't know, or motorcycles, or car shows, or what do I think all the girls I know are girl nerds. I think that's just the type of people that I hang out with, and I don't know what non-girl nerds like to do. That's actually something interesting. Maybe I should go out and meet some more people myself. It is Christmas time, and I'm trying to fill in this last 5 minutes now, but it is Christmas time, and we are free a lot of times, and you know, a lot of people are finished their exams and stuff like that, and it's a good time to go and meet up with some friends you haven't seen in a while. And if you have family near you, it's a good time to hang out with your family as well. Myself, I will be hanging out with my cousins next weekend. I'll be hanging out with some of the Duck Suit community people, including some girls, including some 12-year-old boys. No, actually, I don't think Ante is going to be coming this time around. But yes, we will be meeting up with some people. Got some arrangements to meet up with family, meet up with my friends on a weekly basis. But yeah, it's good to get some face-to-face time, and I think sometimes we don't get enough face-to-face time. Sometimes we do too much just online. And the alternate perspective to this whole fake girl gamer thing is really, you just need to make decisions for yourself. Don't follow generalizations. Just get to know people and take the time to make your own opinions. It's interesting. I was reading this book called "This Book is Full of Spiders," and it's by David Wong, whose name's not actually David Wong; it's just his pen name. But he brings up an interesting point in the book. It's a comedy / horror book, but there's an interesting point where human beings can only remember or empathize with about 150 people. They can only remember and empathize for about 150 people, and what people tend to do is they actually start grouping people together. So like, these are hipsters, these are Americans, these are blah blah blah, right? You have like maybe 70 slots that are for actual people, you know, like your wife, your dog, your mom, right? And then the rest of the people, well, you have to remember them. You just start putting them into groups, and that's kind of the reason why people generalize, and it's natural human instinct to do so, because you just can't remember that many people. You can't find empathy in your own body to do so. But at the same time, if you automatically drop people into these generalized categories that you have in your head so that you don't have to empathize with them, you might miss out on meeting some really great people. Get to know them before you generalize and stick them into one of your things. It's something that you owe it to other people, and you know, people may not do the same thing for you, but some people will, and really at the end of the day, that's what matters. Anyways, I got nothing left to say, so let's take a look at the match and just end on a lighter tone. It is Volcano after all, so let's go with a lighter mood and wrap it up here. Taking a look at it right now, let's see what's going on in the video. Alright, so it looks like we're capping the point here, and I've switched to Soldier, which I am very, very bad at, and oh, Soldier Tan, I think that, I don't know who that is, finally gets a reflect on me. I believe before I was managing to mistime the rockets to screw off his deflects, and finally he got one on me. Alright, looks like I am back as a Scout this time. Another class that I'm really bad at, Soldier and Scout. I decided I want to go Scout just because I can pick off the snipers from behind. And we're going to sneak in here, take out that sentry. And NG Chan goes down. Alas, poor NG Chan. Hardly knew the. I think we're going to move forward here. And I'm going to take out the suspension shot. Get shot by the medic, pick up the health. And yeah, I believe at this point I'm gonna just kill that medic. Nope, don't get the kill. We're gonna go after the people who are on the point. They almost get the cap. I'm gonna get the health here and get back around. I believe we're all pushing forward. We're gonna just start spawn camping them. We've got 13 seconds left. The other team did pretty good at challenging us. Oh, I missed a half health pack. The pyro took it before I did. 2 pyros, 2 soldiers. We didn't even run medic. Just the volcano was so ridiculous. And I believe that's it. Overtime is here. There's people on the point. It's a demo medic. They were doing this quick fix and jumping thing. It was hilarious. Double kill by Turnip with a single lock and load. Please, please, please ban that weapon. And that has got to be it. Yeah. So we wrapped it up. Thanks for watching, everybody. My name is MrScaryMuffin, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a nice day. Bye now.